I love to travel. It's the ultimate way to support my underlying need and desire for change. A new location every day, a new city to experience, new cuisine to try. My future self has no permanent address or day-to-day responsibilities. The world is a huge, ever-changing place that's just too enticing for me to refuse. I absolutely must explore it, understand it, and consume it. Until I can afford to hang it all up and travel the world endlessly, I built a career that supported my core need for something new, something different. The companies I've built or helped build have covered a wide range of industries and products. This experience has granted me a unique perspective and made me an expert witness to the dramatic and disruptive changes technology has had on how individuals work, live, play, and interact. Unlike the typical stereotype of technically oriented people who desire only to work heads down on coding or building something cool or new, I view technology as an enabler, a way to make life better and more efficient. I knew very early in my career that I wanted to understand both the technology as well as how its use affected or changed the world. But even with this slightly more open attitude toward technology, I still had a blind spot. I thought I knew what my consumers needed. After all, I'd been trained and educated on how to implement technology to meet a problem. They hadn't. I was surrounded by other smart individuals who had equal or better experience deploying technology to consumers. What could we possibly be missing? My passion for seeing technology from the user's perspective was solidified in 1995. It was the first time I was ever in a lab like the one at User Insight. I was working for a company called Information America, a division of West Publishing. We were a skunkworks who'd been commissioned to take an outdated mainframe system that allowed electronic access to public record information to the internet. I kiddingly say it was the first non-porn website on the internet that was actually making money. We were about a week from launch when the marketing manager suggested we take the product through something she called usability testing. As a computer science geek at heart, I thought she was crazy. What could the user know about a system that our incredibly intelligent team didn't? I believed that the organizations supporting or selling the product needed to understand the technology, but I couldn't quite wrap my head around how the user could provide any meaningful direction. I went along with this idea because I honestly thought it would help the marketing manager out more than me. She was interested in understanding what most marketers would care about with this type of product. What messages would resonate with consumers to make them use this new service? How much were they willing to pay to search for or retrieve a record? And what concerns would they have about providing their financial or personal information? So I begrudgingly agreed to play along in order to help her out, but threatened that it better not impact my precious timeline. As someone who always makes the dates in my project plans, I was concerned this distraction might derail our launch date. The experience was very much like what you see on a television show when detectives interrogate a suspect and try to get them to admit to committing whatever crime is being investigated. My team sat huddled in a dark room behind one-way glass and watched a moderator take a consumer through a set of predefined tasks. They ranged from activities as simple as reviewing the site to understand what purpose it might serve, to those that were a bit more complicated, allowing users to actually register and submit a search to see how they interpreted the results returned. 15 minutes into the first user session, I was hooked, and my world had been changed forever. The poor user couldn't even figure out how to enter his registration information. He failed at understanding how to submit payment information. He didn't know how to execute a search or interpret the results when they came back, and he wasn't even sure how to start over when he had made it down a path that didn't meet his expectations. In other words, it was a fantastic, beautiful failure.